So yeah, let's spin the wheel here, see what we have. There's where I put the spinner. And what are we going to get tonight? That is not a good start. Not a good start at all. In fact, that's a really bad start. There's always one challenge that ends up being really long every night like that, and it looks like we're picking that one up first here with Immortal, but getting it out of the way. Hey JR, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. So let's reset. We got Mark here, Chrissy. That's actually not too bad. Is that Pinky in the Brain? Alright, they're not attacking Mark, so I don't care. We're gonna try to speed this one along. And we're gonna let everybody that isn't Mark and Chrissy die. So we're gonna grab a few extra knives while we're out and about. Make sure we get this one, get the key. Gotta remember, I have to keep an extra batch of kids alive, because for Immortal, you cannot go after the kids. If you're doing a fight to the death. You can't kill Jason for that last time. Like, you can't make him immortal if he's attacking the kids, because you have to be able to leave the path and come back. Whoops. I think I went the wrong way there. Okay. Whoops. Out. Well, now it's already dusk. That's just lovely. Alright, so we've got a torch with Chrissy. Maybe we go ahead and grab one with Mark, too, just in case. We know Jason's coming through this way. Hey, Biceps, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Oh, perfect. Key. You gotta go this way. Hey, Atma, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Right now, it gave us Immortal to start with, which is a little disappointing to get a really long one right away, but better to get it at the start than at the end. Mark's not gonna... We'll save the vitamin for Chrissy. Be nice if Jason would attack somebody else. I need to actually start the quick torch process. In order to get the quick torch, you need to do the quick torch. Oh, you did a revisited? It says, isn't that game so much fun? I really wish there was like... I'm hoping there's a way, like the zombies seem to turn right when you're going over their heads. So like if there's a way, I'd love to try to do something like that, no damage, but there's a lot more that I'd have to learn about the zombies and how they function. Alright, we're just gonna get Mark a torch just in case. That better not be Chrissy. Yeah, Jason's basically just got more health than he knows what to do with. Okay, so that's not Chrissy. Got the other knife outside of the... Oh, that's Debbie being attacked. Okay. Alright, we're gonna send Paul over here. There is a knife in a very high traffic area right here. Nothing too exciting for Halloween. We're just taking the kids trick-or-treating, and then my youngest, I mean, has her gymnastics class Halloween night. So thankfully, the village my parents live in does trick-or-treating on Saturdays, so they still get to do trick-or-treating. Hey, Debbie, where is there another knife? I get one, I'm pretty sure, I got one here. I feel like Jason would probably eat anything you can find in a forest. Is there a knife here? No, we don't want the vitamin. We want it, yeah, this is what we want. We want to pick up extra knives. No, Laura is not worthy of vitamins. I just want knives. And I'm not going to be following him this deep into the forest. Let's let her get eaten by a wolf. There we go. That was quick. Alright, so we got Chrissy here. We got Mark up there. Alright, I'm hoping I don't screw this up too badly, because I did not grab that many vitamins right off the bat here. I would love seeing Braun Strowman play, Jason. I've always been a big fan of his. Hey, Kyoto, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Hey, Steven, welcome in. Hope your Wednesday's going well. Thanks for the good luck. Yikes. Gotta try to stay relatively close to this path when I'm damaging him, otherwise I won't be able to make him immortal. And I have no idea what my count is. And then after he's immortal, we have to do 256 more hits. Right, there we go. Leave, come back. 255 hits to go. $247 left. 244. Well, I'm not even going to bother counting. It's going to be way too hard to keep track of how many hits. I would love to see Kane back, and I mean, they have Nick Castle doing motion capture for Michael Myers and for the Halloween game. I feel like Kane could definitely still do it. And to me, Kane is my favorite Jason. I just wish he would have got some of the better movies to work with. Though, to be fair, I'm the one person that loves Jason X. I thought Jason X was outstanding. It was funny, the kills were great, cast was great, didn't take itself too seriously. I mean, like, Kane was I don't recall any of the other people that played Jason really trying to get to know the character that well. Plus, day one axes. Jason doesn't have a very good throwing arm here. He's like Laura. On the bright side, assuming I finish this challenge, Immortal can't. If it pops up on the wheel again tonight, we re-roll. We don't do the same challenge twice. And I get two shots. If I fail it once, then we do it again. If I fail it a second time, the challenge wins. I mean, I could do this the other way, where it's basically dying really isn't an option, but then it takes so much longer. Because I'm keeping everyone else alive, and we're chasing Jason all over the map, and here we just fight to the death. We're gonna start day 2. We're gonna let him attack the kids. We'll get the sweater, grab some extra vitamins. And then once we have the sweater, it's just a matter of... Well, yeah, he won't be hitting the kids twice in a day. Like, I can just get the sweater and then go sit on that side of the lake, make him immortal, then let him beat the kids on day 3 and meet him on the other side of the lake. Boom, done. Whee! It's nice when Jason's slow, but it also makes it harder to... Even with Chrissy's arm, the torch kind of hits the ground a little too quickly. Yeah, Jason Takes Vancouver. They didn't... Most of the movie was in Vancouver. Like, I think they only had a couple scenes in New York, didn't they? Whoops. That was close. Sitting here trying to rush through day 1 and being really aggressive on these extra hits. We're getting about an average of, I'd say, 4 a pass. Could have done a 5th there. There, that was 5, back to the 4 average. Another 5-er. Come on, Jason, you can die already? Well, for the day. 256, 288 hits a day, I believe. Trying to do math in my head while watching Jason. 256 plus 32. Yeah, 288. I'd really like to not use a vitamin right now. This is one of those spots where I wish I had been keeping track, but counting down from 256, I can't believe I just got hit with it. Well, actually, day 3 is the easiest one to avoid backups. But still, I should not be getting hit on day 1. Whether it's cabin or path. But day 1 always seems to be the struggle for these. There we go. Chrissy didn't even have to use a vitamin. Easy game. Okay, so Chrissy's there. Alright, we got a plan. There's two... yeah, why did you spawn way back here? We're gonna let the children get it. Nothing we can do about that in Immortal. You can't make Jason immortal in a cabin fight. So we're gonna let that happen while we go and get our sweater. We've got a backup knife, I mean a backup torch, just in case I end up losing this and get a knife. Now it would like if I end up getting getting hit with a knife spawn. Like, I end up jumping into a knife or something. It might be better off just letting Chrissy go rather than trying to finish a path fight with the knife, because then you're looking at over 1,000 hits. That's so long. Okay, what route was he? Was on the cave route before, so he's going to the forest. Don't think we'll be able to cut him off there. I took a really weird route trying to get those vitamins. Right, good. I'm not seeing a knife here. Well, are you coming out? There you go. One. Got the path right in the middle. 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. This I'm gonna count now. $13. 16. Back up. 17. 19. 21. 23. 26. 29. There we go. 255 to go. Yeah, it's always so weird when they try to show, like, the face under the mask, like Jason, Michael, whatever. Why? Oh, well, I know why I'm getting backups. In order to avoid that happening, you have to make sure Jason is locked in his throwing animation before you start moving sideways over his head. So you jump straight up. When he gets into his throwing animation, that's when you start moving to the side. If you do it too early, he'll back up and you'll land on top of him. Jason kicking the boombox was hilarious. Oh, hey, Owl, welcome in. Thanks for the good luck. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, I like getting Immortal out of the way early. And this isn't the longest challenge. A God Run would still probably be a lot long. Well, definitely would be a lot longer, but I apologize if I miss anything in chat here. This challenge does not let me look away very much. Especially with day 2 being the most difficult path day. Because of Jason's alternating speeds. But I'd say we're probably down to maybe 240 hits to go. I have not seen a meme of Jason kicking the boombox wall. I'm guessing it's All I Want for Christmas Is You or whatever. I feel like kicking a boombox whenever that song comes on. Yeah, that was one thing I liked about Kane too. He's like, Jason isn't gonna kick a dog. That's one reason Jason will always be superior to Michael. Doesn't hurt dogs. Yeah, I'm guessing next roll will it'll end up giving me a God Run. And at least stone only, that can be pretty quick. Well, not... Well, maybe. I have the record in that category. It was 1558. So, I mean, that can be done really fast. But again, it would just be this, but without the torch. It's just this with rocks and less hits. It's 480 rocks versus 864 torches for God Runs. Jason versus Michael would be awesome. I mean, given Michael and Halloween Ends, I don't feel like I feel like Jason would definitely take that, but they'd have to make it like Freddy vs. Jason, where both fan bases can feel like they won. Halloween Ends just really took away Michael's mystique. The whole Corey story was dumb. It should have been a passing of the torch to Allison, but her whole entire purpose in the movie was to be Corey's girlfriend. Just absolutely pointless. Yeah, I don't know if I said it earlier. Welcome in, Game Pro. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Might have missed that earlier. But I believe what I've heard about the reason John Wick starts going after people, and that is the hero we need. You hurt someone, you hurt a dog, you're gonna get it. Unacceptable. Sitting here trying to get in an extra, if I can keep getting consistent 3 hits. Normally I usually get 2 per pass, so that we're looking at like 128 passes back and forth. But if I can start getting 3s, that saves a bunch of them. I missed a throw. Oh, almost got juked there. I missed another throw. I hit B while the other torch was still in the air. Uh-oh. You can only have 1 projectile on the screen at a time. Hey Keith, hey Remy, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yep, hopefully back in a more consistent Wednesday night pattern. We just got our youngest daughter's new tumbling class for next session, and that's on a Tuesday night again, so should not impact anything here. It's like if it's Wednesday, that's the one night of the week we have nothing going on. At least until January, when dance is over for my oldest. Then we'll be back to having another night or 2 free during the week, which would be awesome. Like normally during October, like my original plan was like to do Friday the 13th 1 night a week, and then the other weeknights like try to get through more Resident Evil, do spooky games, maybe Jaws, Nightmare on Elm Street, something like that. And then it's like, oh, you only got 1 night free a week. And naturally, 1 night free, we spend it doing this. Because this is the bread and butter. Crazy Rolf could be, and if you're, I don't know if anyone is on Twitter or not, but go look for, I believe it's Crazy Rolf 1980. Great follow. That's the only thing I do on that dumpster fire of a site, is horror parody stuff. Unfortunately, I've never actually been able to talk to the guy that runs the Rolf account. He was not able to do the Friday the 13th games with us when we used to play the 2017 game. I had to itch my neck. So I've never actually, like, I've spoken to him on, like, in messages and stuff, but never actually, like, with voices. Ow. I want to itch my neck, and I can't, so I'm trying to end this fight a lot quicker than I should. Actually, I have no idea how many vitamins I have. I think last time I did an Immortal, I ended up just mashing through like a handful of vitamins. And it's like, yeah, if one character ends up dying, we've still got to back up with a torch. So it wasn't too bad. And Crazy Rolf was in the Friday the 13th RPG. He was actually, I think he was he was the second best character after Tina. Ow, that was not, well, no ow, but that was close to an ow. That game was so much save scumming. But Jason was definitely a force in that. Well, I know most people... Hey, oh, hey, Chris, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Also, welcome in, Roaming Ghost. Hope your Wednesday's going well. Yeah, Tina was definitely the GOAT in that. I know a lot of people call them potions because, I mean, they do look like potions. I wouldn't have known they were vitamins, but I read the manual many times as a kid. It's very unfortunate. You think you're learning stuff, and the manual lies to you about so many different things. Alright, Jason, let's just end this day, please. I really want to scratch the back of my neck. I mean, I guess I could just do a little mashing here. Got him. See, that worked. Ugh. That's so itchy. Yeah, we don't like Laura at any speed. Laura is bad. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't even know. I lost all my bookmarks because they didn't transfer over when I changed my computer. And I don't have the link for it anymore, but it was... Can't even remember what it was called, but it was really cool. Like, they had like the characters in the game here, and then they had like Ginny and Chris Higgins, and we might have an advantage run if the wheel decides it. Right now the wheel made us do an Immortal run, and I'm sad. Percy, oh boy, we're going for it. All right, we made it. This is probably dumb, but I'm gonna go get the pitchfork. Almost jumped into a knife. Would have been terrible. And this way I'll actually know how many vitamins I'm sitting on. Yeah, Jason definitely, he got his, downstairs region is on fire. Alright, 2, 3, 2. Beautiful. Oh, that was amazing. That was a S-tier Pamela fight. I don't think I grabbed this vitamin. Nope. Yeah, normally they don't go that well. That was... I'm impressed with that, and usually I don't get impressed by much in this game. At least things that I do. But that was incredible. There, now we got 7 vitamins. Whew. I was worried he'd catch me like right in that little dead zone between where the cabin was in this path. And I'm not seeing any knives pop up here. So we'll be able to actually do this with only losing 5 kids, assuming Chrissy survives this fight. There we go. Stand a little bit to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So nice having the pitchfork. 5. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's treat... Whoa. Okay, he's angry. Okay, let's break him out. There we go. He's backing away again. We're good. I've completely lost count now. Oh, he's mad again. Okay, good thing we do our throws for this more in the middle of the screen instead of the edge. Because I completely lost count again. Klaus is very upset. But at least he's not getting burned this time. That was a cool little exchange. He's got to be getting close now. Okay. 252 to go. Was not I thought I was a lot closer than I was. I wasn't expecting to mash there that much there. So that kind of hurts the whole let's mash down until we use a couple vitamins theory. I would have liked to be closer to full health for that. Let's see. What was... No, my Immortal speedrun time was 39:31. So this is not going to be over in 39:31. I mean, maybe? No, there's no way. Day 3 is so much longer.
Welcome to God's country.
Well, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. If you've got any questions about how anything in this game works or what I'm doing, don't hesitate to ask. I'm always happy to share what I've learned about this game. I have found that this game tends to be, it's very divisive, but once people learn how it works, they tend to enjoy it a lot, so that's kind of a unobtainable goal for me, is to change the stigma around this, help as many people as possible learn how to enjoy this game. Alright, we're gonna mash. Okay, that was 41 hits. So he's probably got like 180 to go. And I've still got 7 vitamins, I got the sweater, and we've got Mark with a torch on backup. So if something happens, I screw up really badly and lose Chrissy, we've still got Mark with a torch. It would be nice to get the pitchfork another way. I know that was my favorite thing about the Freddy vs. Jason ROM hack, is you get to start with the pitchfork. And it's so fast. Anybody can turn into Chrissy with the throwing arm. Go, go, go! I mean, Jason versus Freddy lets you start with a machete, but that's really... I mean, that would be... I'd say machete's probably Jason's signature weapon. But I mean, it's still 3 hits per 1 bar. Pitchfork is 1 hit per bar. One of these days I will make a... I will actually get a Discord server set up. And that would be... That's like the perfect place for stuff like that. Very easy to send images. Why am I jumping there? No, it's not a smart place to jump. Okay, I'm guessing we're down to maybe 140? Oh, it's not gonna give us stone only next. It's gonna be worse. We're gonna get no jumping. That's what the wheel's gonna be like. It's gonna be like, hey, no jumping around. Let's do it. 2 weeks in a row. Hey, Pops, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I will talk about this game for hours. Yep, it's all cabin fights, and if I didn't do fights to the death, it would take forever, because you're sitting there waiting for Jason to run into 32 cabin fights. So I do fights to the death, which, I mean, it's 160 hits per day, but it starts to get physically painful, especially on day 3. Like, I think last time I was about halfway through, I'm like, oh man, this hurts. My hand starts getting numb. Yet, I didn't take that one off of the wheel. I apologize, I don't think it's coming through on the microphone, but I can hear my oldest daughter's bedroom is right above here. And she's playing Roblox with a friend of hers, and she is just cackling something fierce right now. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, that was a vitamin. But it's very loud, and I don't think it would come through. What? Jason, you need to stop this. Okay, we'll hit him. Nope, that didn't break him out. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I think we're down to 6 vitamins. Probably 110, 120 hits to go. Yeah, no jumping is... I mean, you could... Well, no, you can't really do the rock, because rocks on a... Well, at least... I think for, like, the best mashers, like your Tomcabs, your PGHs, I'm guessing they could maybe do 40, maybe 45 rocks, so 8 or 9 bars of health. Me, if the best I can really do is, like, 30. Why did I not jump? So, like, I could be getting maybe 6 bars of health in a fight to the death. That is not good enough. So you've got to do only... Well, I mean, I guess I could do some path fights and, like, with counselors I'm trying to kill if I run into him, do 5 bars there and save a little bit, but... It's basically just kill everybody, fight to the death in cabins, hurt hands. Hey, Decents, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Like, I do miss... I had my own IRC server on Espernet way back in the day. That was actually the IRC server that Minecraft had all their official channels on for a while, for actually years. And I'd been on IRC since I was like 14. Actually, no, I think it was... Yeah, I would have been 13. I mean, 14. It was 1997 when I first went there. And I was there for over 20 years before I finally just stopped going. And I like IRC more than Discord, but it's also not really a thing anymore. At least as far as I'm aware. Maybe there's still big IRC networks, but Espernet was slowly kind of dwindling. Okay, you can die already, Jason. I'd love to start mashing right now, but I just don't trust it. Though, one thing, I guess if Chrissy did die, I could take Mark out to the lake. He's already been made immortal for the day. And then I could see how much health he has left, but then I could be stuck doing 100 hits on a cabin fight. And then we get no jumping the next time, and it's just like, okay, why? Why do I do this to myself? Yeah, I'd say either 4, maybe even 3. I mean, should still be no problem. Like, I am very overconfident in my ability to not get killed when push comes to shove. If I use 2 more vitamins, I will just sit there and stare at the screen, not look away. And then my eyes will start hurting, and then I'll get hit anyway. See, now I made him mad going for that second hit. Now, when he does that, you can get in a second, which I'm going to start doing because I want to end this. In order to end it, though, you've got to throw a pitchfork. That's not what we wanted to do. Come on already. I'm glad I picked up those extra vitamins, though. Because if Chrissy dies, it's really not it's a hollow victory. I mean, Mark is fine and all, but he's not Chrissy. I'm so tempted just to start trying to mash here. Like, he's gotta be getting close now. I know one of the couple Immortals ago I said that same thing and he was still at like 40 hits. I mean, how many holes are in this guy's body? This is a lot of pitchforks. And that's on top of all the burns from the prior days. Come on. I gotta start paying attention to the ones where I can maybe get in 2 hits if I can get enough distance. When he backs up, you can really only get 1, but when he does that, you don't have a very big window. But you can get 2 if you're really quick on the jump. I wish Jason was a lizard. He'd be a lot cooler. A purple and teal lizard. Hey George, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Oh, thank you so much for the sub. Yeah, if you've ever got any questions on how anything with this game works, feel free to ask. I'm always happy to share what I've learned. I've spent way too much time studying this game. There's still things I don't know, but most things, I should say pretty much all those are things that aren't going to come up in general gameplay. It's primarily like, is there a way to make Jason run at you on the screen versus walk when you're doing path fights kind of thing. It's like little things that are still gaps in my knowledge that I want to know, but don't. Alright, Jason, this is ridiculous. I mean, I know this is the Immortal challenge. He's immortal. But you'd think he'd eventually die. See, if I would have been mashing like 2 minutes ago when I was like, I really want to mash right now, Chris, you'd be dead. We'd be down to Mark and his backup torch. There we go. 864 hits. Ugh. Alright, we are 1 for 1 on challenges for the night. Holy buckets. Thanks for the GG's, Kyoto. Thanks for the GG's, Chris. My chair is so loud. I'd want to be able to create solid food out of nowhere, just because I primarily drink water anyway. Thanks for the GG's, Pops, Brawly, Biceps, Ghost. Alright, now that I've stretched a little bit, round 2, what do we got? We cannot repeat a challenge. You're just gonna give us all reds tonight, aren't you? Nothing but reds. Hey Underground, welcome in. Hope your Wednesday's going well. Yeah, and I've got an original dog bone that I use here. Thanks for the GG's, Owl. Alright, so we're on No Hit Paul. Why are you starting all the way over here? You couldn't have been closer to the lake. Wait, if he's starting in the top right, I'm gonna run into him here. Get out of there! Aha! That worked! And that wasn't how I wanted to do it, but it worked. I'll grab a key. Unfortunately, I think it's Chrissy that's down there that's gonna end up getting killed here. But No Hit Paul doesn't say anything about the kids or about other counselors. Ideally, you want other counselors around because that's more cabin fights. It's always miserable when Jason's like, hey, all the other counselors moved out of the way. And now you've just got to sit there for a minute 55 while I run around the whole camp. Yep, the Impulsible Challenge. And this one is... That was really close. I almost jumped on a zombie. The worst thing, you gotta... Oh boy. Is it gonna be dusk when I leave here? If it's gonna be dusk, Paul can't really avoid getting away from... I'll take that. Okay, it's not dusk, we're fine. Because, like, Paul can't do much to get away from a wolf. What am I doing? Can I make this? No, there's no way. Yet I'm still going for it. Oh, maybe? Because if I can save this counselor, that means I'm gonna have everybody alive. Yes! That is 6 counselors to stop Jason now. Laura does suck. I am Robert Paulson. Alright, let's stretch a little bit here. Well, I guess I mean, I could still take hits in cabin fights. You gotta do 12 hitless cabin fights while avoiding zombies the whole way. The zombies actually aren't so bad once you get to day 2, though, because then they're moving faster. Alright, now the thing we gotta watch out for is Jason's got a bunch, he appears in a bunch of little spots. Like, I don't think I can run out of here. Because he'll be at the exit to the cave loop, and then there's a a bunch of path fights between the cave loop, well, between that large cabin that's just down to the left of me, and where he goes up into the lake loop. So there's a lot of problems there. Right, that should be enough time. Let's get the zombies to spawn from that side. Oh boy, I almost walked into a zombie again. Now the nice thing about this is with it being dusk, is I can buddy crow. Jason will appear when there's 43 and 33 seconds left on the timer. Unfortunately, we're going to be losing kids here. But if you get a crow to spawn... Okay, we got to get here. Because the crow was not... It was taking its sweet time. See, knowing when he pops up there, I know, so when it got to 34 and a half, I was starting to work my way back to the dock. But I mean, this batch of kids still there. He got 2 of them. Yeah, Paul did. I mean, Paul, we do like Paul a lot. In the any % run, if Paul's in the bottom middle cabin, you're good. If it's Laura, you're not good, and we hate Laura. I should have really looked at the rest of the console layout here. Don't know if there's anyone to stop him on the forest route, because there's not a lot of cabins he hits there. I guess there's not a lot of cabins in the cave route either. There's 4 on each, now that I really think about it. So yeah, with the buddy crow, the game wants to spawn the crow in front of you. It defaults everything to the right, so we go to the left a little bit here. Scroll the screen, the game's like, okay, they're going to the left. We're gonna put the crow there. Wait, why am I going? Oh, I guess we're going in this direction because perfect. That is what we wanted to see. We want to see Jason getting stopped right away. Now we'll let the zombies appear on the right here, and then we'll just slowly make our way over. Wait, is there anyone else on the forest road? Okay, perfect. Even if Chrissy moves, she'll be moving to the cabin on the right, and Jason will still be running into her. So we will have the end of day 1 here, coming up there if I don't get hit. The counselors will also, they change cabins, they kind of have a set, like, they bounce to cabins in a certain order, and they do it at every 90 seconds of passing time, like when you're not in a cabin, time stops when you're in a cabin, but if you're on the overworld or in the cave in the forest, Jason keeps moving around and time keeps passing, and they'll move every 90 seconds at day and dusk, and every 150 seconds at night. I think there's a crow coming yet. So we're gonna do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now no more zombies appear. And we can just slowly make our way over to the outer loop. And wait for him to attack Chrissy, wherever that would be, and it's gonna be right there. So now Paul's just gonna take his time. He's not gonna kill Chrissy. He'll start doing passive damage at 40 seconds left on the timer, but Chrissy's a trooper, she can handle it. Depending on the challenge, I'll force a path fight there, but usually a lot of these tend to be like low damage or endurance challenges, so there's not as much of a reason for me to force that extra fight. Would be nice to do that though, because cabin fights are slow. 1, 2, 5, 6, Why am I counting? We can see the bars, and this is a fight to the death anyway. Got him. Day 1 in the books. Why are you way over here, Paul? Oh, and Mark's way over the... Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. You are not in a good spot right now. Oh, jeez, Paul, hurry up. I'm sorry, Mark. You should not have picked that cabin. There we go. I don't know if 37, 38 seconds is enough. I mean, that part of the map is pretty short, but thankfully this is day 2 now, when the zombies move faster. Okay, yeah, we got this. Mark, you're fine. Stop whining. Maybe he's not fine. Oh no, this is the... I thought the large cabin was first. Yep, we had Toothbrush to end, now he's gonna have Fists of Fury. Mark, you really shouldn't have went in this cabin. So that actually helps me, because more cabin fights is better. Got him. Alright, we got 7 fights to go. I shouldn't be doing this. Got it! That was so stupid. But no damage from Paul. Paul is good. And we got an extra cabin fight. And he's got a banana. 2, 3, 4. No, you throw the torch. Got him. Fortune does favor the bold. I like to think that was a very bold play. Now we wait here, because Jason's got to run all the way up. And we want him to get into the forest before we really start moving here. And he should be out of the way now. I was worried I was going to start seeing a crow pop up there. And now we're going to try to make our way to the kids here. Just going to wait. 1, 2, 3. Alright, next one should be a crow, but we'll just pop into the cabin here. It's low. You can get a low crow with the torch, but high crow is much more dangerous. There we go. Oh, I'd blame myself. Well, I'd probably blame Laura. We blame Laura first. That's the first rule of Friday the 13th speedrunning, is if something goes wrong, it's Laura's fault. We always blame Laura. ABL. Right, so now he is going to the cave route. Alright, one more fight and day 2 is done. Oh, a Buddy Crow plush would be so cool. Come on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nope. That's why that's why we slow down. Don't want to go out into the outer loop here, but I want to see the cabin loadout here. Let's just duck into here. All right, Noodles is there. Mark, Jort. What? Okay, so either he's just about to catch George, to hit George, or the counselor's just shifted and he's already passed here. And there's nobody else in the cave route. How does this happen? And we could definitely blame Mark. Come on, buzzer, please. Beans. Not a smart move. That zombie walking behind is catching up. So now, because there were no counselors on the cave route there, we have to sit here. You'd think with 5 other people alive, one of them would have made sure they were on the cave route, but nope. No one's on the cave route. So we just have to sit here. At least now we get a couple zombie spawns first. Just gotta make sure none of them... They won't spawn direct... At least I've never seen a zombie spawn directly under me. But they will spawn close and try to jump on your head sometimes. A Pamela plushie would be great for the holidays. Come on, Jason. That's the problem with these cabin fight only challenges like this. Is somehow the counselors all seem to just congregate on the opposite side of the map that Jason's going. Like if they could all be on the cave route, like just like run one cabin fight, cabin fight, cabin fight. Great, awesome, love it. But more often than not, it ends up being like this, where you just sit there and wait. Okay, so he'll be going back to the forest route if I don't get hit in this fight. Almost got hit there. Okay, Jason, you need to slow down so I can get these hits in a little faster. Unacceptable. There we go, finally. Glitch Gremlin, I like it. That would also explain... Oh look, now George is over here. Okay, at least Chrissy's in a cabin that's viable. I was gonna say, where's the buzzer? But unfortunately, there was no one else that was in his path. They all went into no man's land or to the cave. This layout sucks. And it's not like I mean, technically, it would still be within the spirit of the challenge to switch to a different counselor and run them into his path, but I'm not going to do that. When it says something like no hit Paul, I choose to only play as Paul. I won't pick another counselor unless it's like a misclick. Throw that torch. Okay, I think that's 6. There we go. 3 more battles to go. Wait a minute. What? Was trying to kick her out. That's right. They move up. I'm used to, in my brain always wants to have them following the path Jason does. So it's like, oh, if you kick her out here, and Mark's cabin's occupied, she'll go to the bottom middle. That's not how it works. So now we have absolutely nobody. On the forest route. And we're gonna have to go all the way over here. 1, 2, 3, stop just to be safe. And now we wait again. With this game, I do, I've played this so much where my brain, and I know so much about how the game works that I can keep track of a lot of different things at the same time. Which is like one of the things I said, like if people have questions about how I'm going through that or what I'm seeing that makes me do things a certain way, please ask away. I don't want to like hoard that. I'm like not trying to hoard the knowledge or anything. I just don't want to bore people to death with very, very in-depth things that I'd probably mess up trying to explain if I was just doing it without actually thinking. And then I'd have a zombie or a crow fly into me. Jason, you suck. Come on already. See, even Helena's getting bored. Helena's the ghost. Usually I don't have 2 loops like this where nobody is in his way. Yeah, that when you get to a certain point, it's so much fun to actually just hunt Jason down. I mean, that's what I like doing with this game, is I like just chasing him down and beating him with things. That was close. Almost took a hit on that one. So like here in these cabin fights, what I'm watching for is for Jason to leave the corner. And that's when I'll start my 2 dodges in a row. So once you get the timing down on that, you can basically just do this in your sleep. The hardest part is just hitting him with that torch as he backs away. That was a really poor time to try to readjust my controller grip. Got him. Okay, 2 more battles. Alright, let's see. So now he's back to the forest route. Is he? No, he was on the forest last time. He's going to the cave now. Uh-oh. Got a little too close to that crow. So he's going to the cave this time. Really want to just duck into a cabin here. Gonna wait a little bit here. Yikes. That's right, it's dusk. Night is 6 zombies. That is really far away. Yeah, that's like one of the things I love about this is, like you said, you're the invisible ghost. Like, Jason has a set route. You can't see where he is, but after a while you'll be able to get a feel for, okay, it's been 12 seconds. I know the route he's on. He's gonna be in this area. Okay, we got noodles there. Okay, good. So we got 2 people in the cave loop. Now I just have to make it there. Alright, we're gonna scroll the screen to the left, get the zombies to spawn over here. Where are they? I was so worried there was gonna be a third one that appeared in front of me. But apparently, yeah, you can see the hands of the one on the far left there. Like on the very edge of the screen. But the other one must be further off screen here. Alright, 2 more battles. Oh, that would be... I've tried hitting him. Like, you can hit him in the lake when he flies through, but it doesn't do any damage. Which is unfortunate. That should count. And now I want to play Jaws again. Not speedrun Jaws. That was a miserable speedrun. But just play it for fun. You gotta throw that torch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 5, 6. Alright, 1 battle to go. 11 hits. And he will be going up there. Even if George moves, George is moving to the bottom left cabin in the cave loop. So we're just gonna kind of chill here for a little bit. Kill our 6 zombies. When the crow comes in, we'll duck into the cabin. Got more than enough time to get there when Jason attacks. On Wednesdays, I usually try to do 1 Friday the 13th stream a week. Sometimes well, when I was really grinding out the God run, I was doing, sometimes like 2 or 3 Friday streams. Come on, zombies. But usually I do I try to do at least 1 Friday stream a week, just because that's what people want to see, and I love this. I still love this game, even though I played it for well over 1,000 hours, probably closer to 2,000 or 3,000. Alright, we're here. Yeah, well, no-hit Paul could be a lot quicker. Unfortunately, this seed has just been brutal with counselors running away from him. But if I can get these next 11 hits, it'll be done, and we'll be hopefully moving on to something nicer. And my finger just slipped off of the D-pad. That could have been really bad. Like, get to the last battle, battle 12 out of 12, and screw up there. Which I still don't like my grip on the D-pad here. I can't really adjust it either. Just gotta make sure I'm getting all these hits in before I miss a dodge. Five. 4. 4. 3. 2. 1. Got him. There we go. 2 for 2 tonight. Both red challenges. Let's get something a little nicer now. Maybe a no map. I think I've got no map once in the entire time I've done the wheel. So no map. Let's see it. Yeah, that's my youngest daughter. Actually, we have a very fun game going right now. I'm not sure if anyone's watched K-Pop Demon Hunters. Very big movie in our house, but she hates Baby Saja because his voice is really low and his name is Baby, and she doesn't like how deep his voice is. So she was, I forget what she was doing last night, but I pulled a clip of him rapping up on my phone and put it to her ear, and she just jumped up and she was doing that thing where, like, I don't know if anyone's seen kids where they want to be mad, but they're laughing really hard. That's what she was doing. Thanks for the GG's. Ghost, Chris, D-Sense? Well, I always say Jason. Oh boy, 9/11. There's time for one more. There's time for one more. Not stone only. No map, please. Nope, we already did that one. Have to spin again. No map. No map. I didn't even remember this one was there. Why? I wanted something shorter. This is basically stone only, but 120 less hits. Thanks for the GG's, Pops. Oh, why? Oh, who needs sleep? So basically, we're just gonna set this one up like Immortal. Not like that. We're gonna, only this time if my best weapon is likely gonna be a knife. Unless I can somehow finagle 60 zombie kills. But at least you can't downgrade a knife to a knife. Alright, let's get that. We'll grab Mark a knife quick, too. Yeah, the wheel has just been incredibly... I mean, I did just set up a video where the wheel was nice, so naturally it had to do this. I don't even know where Jason is yet. Yes, we'll start working our way up to 60. Wait, why am I doing this? I should be killing everybody else off. Is there anyone by the cave? Oh, I just went into a cabin! That was attempt 1. Ugh. That was so dumb. That's how these challenges get me. doing things like that. And like, oh, I'm gonna switch to this counselor and kill everybody. You can't do that. You gotta go into cabin to switch. Oh. Well, he's on the cave loop now. That's one of the reasons why this challenge is yellow. Because I make a dumb like that. Ooh. He's gonna attack Mark next. No, this is fine. Even if he attacks Mark, I'll get the chance to pick Mark when these other counselors are dead. Yep, cannot go into cabins. So like if he attacks the kids, gotta let him go. No cabins at all. Like I had to reset that one and take a start of a fail because I went into a cabin to switch to a different counselor because I wasn't thinking. Like here, I know Jason will be attacking. That's Mark he's attacking. But we're gonna try to get everybody else. I mean, I might have to do stone only with Mark on day one here. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to kill the necessary zombie. Well, maybe. And if I can get out ahead of him... like that. 1 kill. 2 kills. 3 kills. There. No. I wanted a knife! I wanted... Yes! I've never been so happy to see a knife spawn. And that knife spawn appearing just saved me, like, almost 40 hits. Because the knife is only 120 hits to end a day. So we're gonna... Jason's just gonna basically be going... we can't do anything about him getting the kids. But I can grab a knife, maybe a couple vitamins. It's a Crocodile Dundee knife. I don't have Slack's sound effects for that. Or his awesome Game Maker overlay. Mine's just an animated GIF that I do need. I really want to finish that one of these days, but I'm guessing I'll have to try. Well, no, it's so difficult to animate from my laptop, but I don't really have the free time to like spend a couple hours down here to do like the scene where George is gonna die. The cave, like I can go into the cave, but for the sake of this, I guess, well, technically, Pamela would not be a cabin. She's not in a cabin, she's in a room in the cave, so technically I could go in there and I could have went and grabbed the machete, but meh. Ow, hey, back off. I do have an idea, though. Wait, I can't pop into a cabin, though. I was like, I could just sit there, get to day 3, just keep killing zombies over and over again, get my 60 kills, get the machete. But then I'm gonna have to sit there and play nice with the crows. No, I could leave from a different path. I don't have to go into a cabin. I could go into the lake, I could go from outer to inner loop or inner to outer loop. That'll work. Yeah, let's do that. That'll make it only 96 hits then, instead of 120. Well, is that a cabin in the cave, though? Because it's just one room. Well, I guess there's technically 4 sides, but... Why are you over here, Chrissy? I guess we're just gonna roll with Mark. I can't force it to be night. You can't force night unless you leave a cabin. Unless you enter and leave a cabin. My brilliant plan. I was like, oh yeah, just make it night. That'll be so easy. No, it won't. I'm trying to get 60 daytime zombie kills. Yeah, it'd be so cool if they had Jason's shack in here. Isn't there another vitamin in this vicinity? Is over here? There it is. Say there's not really much more time here. Nowhere near the 60 kills necessary. Whoa. Alright, so we got 120 of these to go. These are all like, this was like a celebration of really long challenges. Honestly surprised 3 of them were, well, technically I could still go into a cabin and screw this up. That's how I think it was maybe a month ago. I ended up failing a green challenge, no moving left, because I bumped left twice, like I was, oh, I want to go back and get this vitamin. I want to go grab this knife. Avoid this zombie. You can't do that if you press left. It'd be really cool to do that where, like, I could have the left button completely disabled. But I think I'd have to do that with, like, I'd have to have an emulator and just not bind the left D-pad button to anything. But that would make it so even if I try, it's not going to allow me to go left. Not great. Ow. Let's get back, let's get settled here. Yeah, it took me literally 3 weeks of a couple hours a day to figure out all 3 days of path fights, and then I think it was about 2 weeks later that I discovered the Goat D-Tysonator's God Run, and I could have used that as a template to learn path fights. But unfortunately, I didn't stumble into his runs until I had already... I mean, the things he does is basically the same that I do. Like, there's probably a few little, like, personal nuances here and there, but the framework is the same. Actually, I don't know how he sets up Jason's approach on a path fight either. When I was learning my own God runs, I should have looked to see what he did for that. Or did I? No, I don't think I did. Because if he does something, I feel very confident that he has very thoroughly researched it, and I could just piggyback off what he did. Unfortunately, I was not smart enough to do that. I think. I know I've watched his God Run several dozen times, but... No, I don't think I ever used it to see where he stood on the screen when Jason was running up. But if you want to see something beautiful, and you don't want to, like, well, my God Run was very good too, but I like his more. Because he did it like, he was doing stuff like this 10, 15 years ago. Like, I would love to talk about this game with the Tysonator. I feel like there's so much he could teach me. And that would, like, if anyone knows how certain things work, it's him. Like, things that I don't know. Like, if there's a way to get Jason to make sure Jason runs at you versus walks and backs up, he might be the person that knows that. Oh, I'm pretty sure that is all random. We have our code diver Rossi that made like the race percent ROM hack, and he said that's all RNG, and I mean, he's looked at the code. The guy's a genius. PGH and his partner Pandemonium was learning the any% run, and they were watching PGH's guide for it. And I sent him a message like, hey, go to this channel, they're using your guide to learn the speedrun. And PGH and I just mentioned we were really hoping to get a ROM hack or something that would always give you the good seed for any %, but the guy that normally did that stuff was way too busy to make it. And then the next day, Rossi sends PGH a message, he's like, hey, is this what you guys were talking about? He made it in one day. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a machete spawn here. Gonna grab that, and then we're just gonna wait here. Don't go anywhere near a cabin. Yeah, I don't know if he even, like, I don't think he has, like, his own, none of his runs are posted on, at least for this game, or on SRC. I know he has a... I'm sorry, Chrissy. I can look in the window, but I can't help you. I can hear the commotion in there, but we're not allowed in. The door is locked. I guess we're just gonna wait right here. Pour one out for the goat. Hey Gunslinger, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, just go sit there, look in the window. Run by and wave a few times. Wonder if I could get to 60 zombie kills if I went over by the lake again. Alright, Mark, it's all you now. If Mark dies here, that's it. This is a failed challenge to end the night, and we can't have that. We also need Jason to stop being really aggressive here. Yeah, I don't know how active he is on any of that stuff, though. Like all his runs were posted by someone else. Like all his runs on YouTube were posted by other people with his permission. At very least, I'd like to, like, if I could get his his permission to submit it, have his God run submitted to SRC, I could actually make that into a category then. Because I don't feel right making a category that would just be me. Like, for the longest time, I was the only one that was doing damage lists and perfect games. Now we have Slack up there. But I'm still the only one that has a low percent time, but that category was also made before I even started modding this. Modding for this game. But like, if he had his God run submitted, then I wouldn't feel bad having mine submitted either, because it feels like... Or like, if I made a category for Immortal on there, it's basically just, hey, give myself a world record. I mean, I have a speedrun for it. It is, as far as I know, no one else has bothered doing an Immortal run, so technically it is a record speedrun, but it doesn't feel right for me to just make a category like that for myself. But if more people start doing Immortal runs... Uh-oh. For Halloween, probably Freddy Krueger, just cause, well, maybe not anymore, because we have a dog named Freddy, and we have a Freddy Krueger sweater for him. But my wife and the kids wanted him to be a Bumblebee. So my dream of having a matching costume for trick-or-treating with my dog gets pushed back another year. Because his brother George is also going to be a Bumblebee. And I've got so many different Jason masks. I've got this Reaper of Souls things I did this was way back in high school. Well, no, it was probably college. So a friend of mine used to do a huge haunted yard. We'd spend like every weekend in September late September, and then every weekend in October getting everything set up. That was close. I mean, D. Tysonator maybe it's possible it took him 3 months like it took me to get his God runs, but he's got 2 different ones recorded. And just observing how he plays and everything makes it seem like he'd be so good at it and makes it so effortless. Holy crap, hey Professor, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? What were you up to? We are in the middle of hopefully completing a no cabin challenge here on Friday the 13th. Which means I can't go into cabins, and we just have to do path fights, and the best weapon I can get is a knife. So it's 120 hits of this, and we're probably getting close to done. Ooh, awesome! What's the average time for Bad News Baseball? Oh, welcome in, Miss Beta. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Yeah, this is all we're doing here is we're just we jump in the corner, and once Jason throws his axe, we jump over his head, and we just repeat this until he dies of knife injuries. Oh wow, so you're one night and you're already 17 seconds off a record? Bad News Baseball, that's the one that has does it have a rabbit or something on the cover? Am I thinking of the right one? There's one with a rabbit and a bunch of animals. Oh, Rabbit Umps. I don't know if I've ever actually played that one. I used to own it, and I remember reading about it in, I had the knockoff Nintendo Power. It was called the Game Player Strategy Guide. And they had a thing on it in there, but I've never actually played it myself. They had a Freddy knockoff? Oh, so it's not as in-depth as RBI then. Because RBI seems like there's a lot of RNG and stuff like that. Or is it similar in that regard? Come on, Jason. Just die already. If I wasn't a coward, I'd try just mashing him down here, but since I already accidentally went in the cabin and messed up attempt 1, don't want to end the night on a failed challenge. Don't do that double throw either, that makes him mad, as I do it again. There we go. If you jump over his head and come back like that, for some reason that breaks him out of the pattern when he's just trying to bowl you over. Come on. Oh, like when they throw the ball in the dirt. Is that just all RNG and RBI baseball too? Like I know I've watched you do runs for that quite a bit, and it seems like the other pitcher loves to just throw the ball in the dirt. And that makes that little sad trombone sound. There we go. 3 for 3. You know what? I think I'm gonna... It's been forever since and the wheel won't give me this. There's maybe a little bit of time. I want to do a no map. I haven't done no map in so long. Let's do a bonus challenge here. After I adjust in my loud chair. Thanks for the GGs, Mrs. Beta. Stretch... Oh, ow, that was loud. Hopefully that didn't hurt anyone's ears. Or maybe my mic didn't pick that up, but that was a very aggressive finger crack. Thanks for the GGs, Ghost, Chris, Pops. Alright, so let's do a no map here. Oh crap. Is this Chrissy? It is Chrissy. Beautiful. Okay, I'm glad that wasn't painful. Thanks for the GGs, Professor. So for this one, this is a run I love doing, but unfortunately the wheel has only given it to me once. And that's, I'm not allowed to look at the map. Hopefully I will remember to not look at the map between days. Wait, why am I trying to jump over that? Right now the goal is just to get the torch. So we can do something. I don't know how many people were watched Slack when he was doing running his perfect game, but there's a way to, instead of lighting 4 fireplaces to get your torch, there's actually a much better way to do it. And that is with the quick torch. So if you have a knife and you've spawned items, you can go into this cabin here. I can't pull up the map, but if you look at the background here, it's forest on the right, left, cave on the right. If you get that note, it will spawn another note over here. And then you do up, up, down, up. The notes will only appear in here after you've done a certain number of forest screen transitions. So you get that note. Now we leave. Trying to think of how long it was between when I ran into Jason on that path. Because I can't check the map to see which cabin he's attacking. But we know he's in the cave loop. And I guess I could technically try, like, go into a cabin, look down, switch to a different counselor, and just see if he's there, but... Alright, so it is this cabin. Perfect. So now we're just gonna follow Jason. We know where he's gonna be, if I could actually hit him here. Oh, it didn't? Yeah, that one was, it was very, usually it's like my knuckles will crack, but that one was actually my finger. Oh wait, now that now that I can actually look away from the keyboard, let's do a proper shout out here. Yeah, if you're on Twitch, or I believe you've got to have a YouTube channel, Professor. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do because I'm subscribed to you. Yeah, go give Professor Retro a follow on Twitch and YouTube. He's the master of Goonies 2. They had to make a whole new category because Professor Retro broke the speedrun so hard. That's still one of my favorite stories from basically any game ever, as far as speedrunning goes, is when they yeah, they did make a new category, didn't they? Because you got that, I don't even know how to describe that. Was it like, it was a big skip or something, if I remember right. Walt Gorney was the narrator. He was still alive during part 7? Because I have no idea how old he actually was. Oh wait, gotta look down. Alright, he's going to the kids, and it put us all the way back by the cave again. We know he's going to be on the forest route next. Aw, beans. We're just gonna go. He'll appear on the lake at 43 and 33 seconds. We got plenty of time here. Hey Target, welcome in. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Oh, thank you. Yeah, if you've got any specific questions here, definitely feel free to ask. I'm always happy to share what I've learned about this. And like, if there's anything particular you want to like know more of, I've been toying with the idea of trying to like take more commonly asked questions and turn them into little like 2 or 3 minute micro guides that go over like a specific thing in the game. And I technically already have one of those for navigating the, like how Jason works on the lake. That whole thing stemmed because I had a no-hit George run that was on halfway through day 3, and he popped up while I was trying to buddy crow, and I was really confused. And it was a lot of me sitting there doing save states until I realized he'll only show up at 43 and 33 seconds if there's no zombie or crow blocking him. Wait, no, we go this way. Since Jason attacked right after there and we know he was on the cave route, now we know he is in this cabin. Oh, 84? Wow, he was only 68? Oh, the axe to spawn? Are you familiar with the quick torch process where you can get the torch by doing the note chain? Like, I can pop that up after this run. I'm not allowed to look at the map for this. But to get the axe to spawn, you follow the quick torch process like you normally would, but the axe will appear after you've done 3 different screen transitions in the forest. Oh, thanks for the good luck, Mrs. Beta. Hope you have a great night. So like when we go into the forest to get the quick torch, we go to the left. On the first path going down, if you just go down up quick, that'll cover the rest of your forest transitions. And then when you go into the forest cabin, you get that note. Say fire will damage Jason the most, then the axe will be on the floor on the way out. It's all dependent on those extra screen transitions. I don't know why they did it that way. But yeah, if you go up or down, it doesn't even have to be that one specific path. It's really just any path will work. You just have to have a certain number of screen transitions. But it doesn't count going into one of the forest cabins as a screen transition either. No cabin is still sitting up here on the wheel, and I'm running into cabins. Get back here. There we go, day 2. All right, let's. Yeah, I can go. Like actually. We got one more day here. It's on the forest route. Cave again. Well, I mean, I know she's by the cave again, but yeah, this should be done pretty quick. We just got to get to run into Jason as he leaves the forest, and then beat him. Hit him a couple. Well, probably 4 battles. I'm guessing I won't get a 3 cycle, but yeah, then I can pop that over quick. Ooh, that was 10. Very nice. Oh crap! I went into a cabin. I had to let him die. Oh well, we'll finish it out. This is this failed. Was not thinking properly. So the bonus challenge was a rousing failure. Because I won't stop going into cabins. But yeah, this was a bonus one, and that was actually, I feel like that was kind of the perfect way to clear that shit, to do that one at the end, because that's just hilarious. Yeah, I'll run through how to get the axe quick. So we're in a little bit of a different cabin. We're just gonna make our way over there. Wait, that's right, I can go in the cabin. I didn't pull up the map, did I? Did I pull up the map? Did I pull up the map when I went in the cabin? I did, I kicked George out. So if I wouldn't have kicked Paul out, it would have been fine. But I kicked Paul out of the cabin. And if I wouldn't have done that, we would have been good. Wow, my brain isn't working. Okay, so here we've got our knife. Starting the quick torch process. Go into the woods. So we head to the left here. And this is the path we want. I mean, really anyone works, but just down, up, that'll cover the extra screen transitions that you need. So now we go up here, fire will damage Jason the most. Turn, walk out the door, and axe on the floor.